Jaxson, Evan Barnes from the state. Just how was your first day?
Yeah, I mean, it's been surreal up to this point. Me and Neville were just talking about it, and I feel like, we kind of just hit us for the first time, being out here, wearing this jersey. It's an amazing privilege, so, we definitely hold it in high regard. And, you just want to continue to get better each and every day. And anytime you get football, it's the best.
Jaxson Connor gives us a line. The Giants are releasing some of the clips of the production of the down the draft process, and you and Dave back and forth on a whiteboard. I think started going viral. Can you just take us through that? What it was like being tested in that regard? How do you get tested in that regard?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of people see, the process a little bit on hard knocks, but it's intense. I kind of had an idea coming into it, that I had to make sure that I was on my feet and my walking. So it was super fun. I think that at the same time, me and him were able to just form like a relationship. And, they definitely tested me, harder than any other team throughout this process. And, I was just grateful to come here and take that challenge on and be around the great coaches.
What was it that you identified that you seemed to get pretty amped up?
Just a concept. I figured it out pretty quick. It was a question that they hadn't, put into my installer.
Jaxson, did you watch Hard Knocks as like a football fan, and then did that give you a little clue of what you'd be in for when you did episode that?
Quite honestly, I didn't watch it all, but I just saw like clips of it on TikTok.
Did that give you a heads up? You knew it was going to be fire the day?
Jaxson, Joe Messeri, Pix11 here. Cam was up here just a minute ago just talking about how smart you seem out there on day one.
Yeah.
How much pride do you take in performing off the field as well as on the field?
Yeah, as a quarterback, you're the one that you run the ship when you're out there. So, if you don't know the ins and outs of everything, you're not going to have everybody around you prepared. And I think that's super important. It's very important to have that mindset coming to work each and every day. And I think that also raises the bar for everybody around you. And I think that if you want to be a great team and you want to, compete at the highest level, that's definitely how you have to be as a quarterback.
Jaxson, SI. Have you had a chance to speak with Weston or Wilson? If not, what's one person you want to ask those guys?
Golly, yeah, they've been great. They were some of the first people to text me when I got drafted, and I thought that was just super cool. Those are guys that I've looked up to for such a long time. And I've said this before, like I remember I was wearing Russ's jersey with the Seahawks when he won the Super Bowl. So, like I said, these guys have been, people who I've really looked up to, and I hold them in the highest regard. So I think for me, being in this situation, being able to be a sponge and soak in all the information that I can will help elevate me. And then at the same time, I just want to compete and make everybody else better in the room as well.
Hey Jaxson, Art Stapleton from the Record.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
You're a guy that talking to people who've played with you, you want to be in every room, you want to meet the guys, you want to get guys prepared for whether it's practice or game. When you come to rookie minicamp, and we know a lot of guys who probably won't be here come Sunday. For you, what was the process like starting last night of getting your guys that you're playing with today and tomorrow ready for the opportunity? It looked like you were trying to get guys set up with the 7-on-7s, guys who you haven't played with. What is that like? What's that mindset like for you, for a guy who always wants to take care of you?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, this is just an incredible opportunity for anybody who can step on the field out here at this, the NFL level. So I think for all of us, we're just super grateful to be here. It doesn't matter where you got drafted, where you got picked. You got to come with the same mindset each and every day. And you see so many guys across the league who have, a ton of success, who maybe weren't even drafted the highest, but they come to work every single day and they're consistent. And I think the biggest thing coming out here, we had a great group last night. We all got together and made sure that we went through the script and did a walkthrough. So that made coming out here on the field, the operation a lot smoother, and everybody was a lot more confident, was able to play a lot faster when we got into the field.
Was that in the building, or are you talking about like when you got back?
Yeah, we just talked on the bus on our way back, and I think as the quarterback, you got to make sure that everybody knows what they're doing. So I tried to get as many guys as I could together on the offensive side of the ball and go through it and teach everybody, making sure that we're all on the same page.
Jaxson,
Ryan dumped me from here. Two quarters. Any story behind that necklace?
Yeah, actually. So my little sister had it. It was hers. It was before our bowl game, and as I was leaving the house over Christmas, a little break for the bowl game, just saw it in her room, and I was like, so put it on. It's kind of a good lesson ever since.
And then the other thing, totally shifting gears to football. What everybody saw the John Gruden clip, the snap count,
Yeah.
etc. How comfortable are you doing a snap count? I know people said you're going to do one today versus what you did in college.
Yeah. Did you guys hear me good? Yeah. No, I feel like it's been super fun. Quite honestly, it's been something that I've always wanted to do, and I've always kind of practiced it, on my own, or kind of just messing around with buddies and whatnot. But I think it's always a little bit of a transition. It really goes for anybody from the college level to the NFL level. The cadence is different no matter where you've been. So you're always going to have a little bit of a learning curve, but it's something that really excites me. And I think that you have so many opportunities and advantages with the cadence, and you can do so many different things that can take advantage of the defense. So definitely something that I wanted to continue to excel at each and every day.
What's the difference between?
Sorry.
I just wanted to follow up on that.
Yeah. She likes it. Now my little brother ordered one too. So.
Is she another one, or is she?
Yeah, we got her another one too. We got another one.
Most are pre-signing.
I am the oldest. Yeah.
Jaxson, Paul Schwartz.
Nice to meet you.
You mentioned about how quarterback, needs to get it, what's going on. I mean, how comfortable does a person have to be your first round pick as a quarterback in their own state, and to be everyone looking at you, the guy?
Yeah.
How comfortable is that?
I just think I'm really confident in my preparation every day. And, I feel like anytime I step on the field, I don't have doubts in my play. And I think that comes from taking the time to really understand the scheme and what I'm doing and why is a play called to execute a certain way. And that's something that I take pride on. And then as a quarterback, you're only as good as the guys around you. So you want to make sure that everybody's on the same page and everybody has that same preparation aspect of making sure that everything is down to a T and is done the right way. And our coaches did a great job preparing for us, and I kind of wanted to continue that because at times you're kind of limited with time, and everybody kind of has little questions. I just wanted to answer that and get everybody on the same page.
Jaxson, Steve Serby, nice to meet you. What kind of feedback were you getting from Coach Mabel on the field today?
Yeah, he coaches me up every second I'm around him. He's the guy that will walk in a room, say goodbye and whatnot, and then he'll come back 30 seconds later and he has an idea. So he's constantly coaching me, and I think that's what I want to be around. I want to be the coach. I want to be coached the hardest, and I feel like that's going to help me excel at the highest level and help me reach my potential. So there's not another coach I'd rather be playing for.
It seemed like you had a lot to say about your last throw. Is that something specific about that read, that play, or is it just more just the entire period? Right after you feel that last pass, right in your ear.
Yeah, no, he was just kind of asking what I was seeing, kind of explained it to him and making sure that we're on the same page.
It became very clear in the clips that have come out during the draft process that he wanted you, that you were David's guy. What does that mean to you, to have a coach that really, really wants to work with you and sees the potential in you and is about as invested as you can get?
Yeah, I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to be able to be coached by him. And I think that we just kind of click, personality-wise, how we handle things, and kind of just our competitive nature, our toughness, and our grit about how we go about things. I think that just helped us connect. And he sees the football the same way that I see it, and we see it as a physical and tough sport. And I think that a lot of times you don't really see that a ton with quarterbacks. And for me, I kind of play like a defensive player a little bit, just the way that I attack each and everything I do.
Jaxson, I'd like to get news. You seem comfortable. Did that happen very quickly? Like after you got drafted, or just kind of make you feel real comfortable? Like, you walk me through how you got to this point?
Yeah, like I said, I'm confident when I step between those lines. I felt prepared coming into today, and I'm a competitor. And I feel like if you don't see yourself, playing at the highest level, you shouldn't even be between those lines in the first place, especially as the quarterback and how you can lead guys around you. So, I've come prepared, and I'm confident when I step between those lines.
Take a couple more. When's the last time you got started? When were you?
I haven't really sat before.
Middle school, elementary school? No, nothing.
No.
I wouldn't know what that feels like.
Yeah.
How are you going to deal with that?
I'm a competitor, so I'm going to come to work each and every day and do my best to make everybody around me better. I understand what the situation is. But for me myself, I care about winning. There's nothing fun about losing. So it doesn't matter where you're at on the depth chart. If you're playing this much or not playing this much, if you're losing, it sucks. So, you know, for me, I want to make the team better, and that's my focus.
Why?
Last one.
Why? I was just gonna ask about 6. Is it permanent? Why 6?
Yeah, I think we'll come to the final decision here soon. Quite honestly, I kind of have to just look at the pictures to see if I already
And also, Michael Strahan spoke to you guys. What do you take from that? What do you think when a guy like that here being able to speak to you guys?
Yeah, it's incredible. He's a legend. You see him on the walls. I've seen him on TV for a long time. He's bigger in person. So it's great to have a person like that who's open, who's able to come around the facility a ton, and kind of like Eli. Those are people that you can lean on and ask for advice because they've done it at the highest level. So that's kind of my mindset, and I'm excited to continue my relationship with him.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.